back at it again, and I've got something that I have to touch on today. Because I'm so tired of this thought process, or this discussion being had. It annoys me so much. And to hear this come from someone who's supposed to be, a leader, which you guys are going to understand that here in a second. Yeah, okay. It's just like, really? Man. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you're new. And let's dive into this madness. My goodness.
Op-ed by House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, written when he was in college, has bubbled up. Jeffries tore into black conservatives, writing, quote, "A recent trend in the black political arena, which I believe threatens to sustain the oppression of the black masses, the rise of the black conservative." Jeffries targeting figures like Justice Clarence Thomas, Secretary Colin Powell, and author Shelby Steele, calling them House Negroes. He also is defending
because people are black conservatives. What a joke.
Anti-Semitic Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan and his own uncle, Professor Leonard Jeffries. City College of New York fired his uncle over comments about people of the Jewish faith. Jeffries' office says he disagrees with his uncle's views. Republican Congressman Byron Donalds with this.
I want to see where Democrats go with this. Where's the media? Where's CNN? Where's MSNBC? Are they going to, in the press conferences, ask Hakeem Jeffries day after day after day? Or are they going to let him give out his comment through his staff, by the way, and then just let them move on to the next subject? Because if this was Kevin McCarthy, if this was Paul Ryan, if this was John Boehner, it would be never-ending saga about why is such a person leading one of the prominent parties in America.
Well, they have to talk about something for hours on those other networks. Tammy Bruce, Fox News contributor, host of Get Tammy Bruce on Fox Nation. So, Hakeem Jeffries, is this a problem?
I don't think so. I mean, he is in his position because of the Democrat Party's need to kind of pander to the far left. So, look, we all change, right? This was from college, but he has not changed. And this really does resonate with the kind of rhetoric we've been hearing throughout the Democratic Party. And they pretend and they hide it. But the fact is that even if the other media doesn't cover it, the American people don't like this. We don't like the extremes on either end. We know there's going to be disagreements, but this is part and parcel of, and especially the messaging to black Americans or any group of Americans that the left has taken, control of, whether it's gays or women or blacks. Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how they feel. And it's quite ironic that it's the left that feels that way, considering their history. The left feels like they own black people. Kind of funny how that works, isn't it? Kind of funny, It all comes full circle. Even though they say the party switched or flipped or whatever, did some kind of loop-de-loop. Well, that loop came back around. In the words of Jen Psaki, it circled back, okay? To hear these Democrats say such ignorant things, the black conservative is dangerous to the black folks. What? Huh? Explain to me how that works. Explain that one. Please do. Because, to me, it sounds like the Democrat black is dangerous to black folks because they think that if you don't follow the crowd, you are dangerous to the rest. Like you have to fall in line. You cannot think for yourself. You have to follow us or else. That to me sounds dangerous. Follow us or else. So that means if I'm watching you all jump off of a bridge, then I'm supposed to jump off of it with you. And if I say, no, that doesn't sound like a great idea. I think I'm going to keep walking and I'm just going to walk to the other side. Like I'm an idiot and this and that and Uncle T and a bootlicker and a house, N-word and all of these other things because I say, no, I'm not jumping off the bridge with you. Excuse me, guys. Still recovering a little bit from being under the weather. But I just, that one just doesn't make sense to me. It's just absolutely despicable. And I would love to ask these same Democrats, the same black folks that like to spew out these names, for the past 60 years, you've been voting the same way. What have you gotten in return for your vote after 60 years? What have you gotten in return? I'll wait. Oh, exactly. Nothing. I rest my case.
The threat of so-called black conservatives is simply the threat that they're individuals, that this isn't about groups, that they think for themselves, right, that they're individual people. And the Democrats have relied on, groupthink and on not being able to kind of get out of that dynamic, that individualism and self-respect is the threat to the far left.
So I like what you started.
If you truly have a case for why I or anybody else that is black should vote for you, then you should not be threatened when one of us says, no, we aren't voting for you. You should just then say, hey, well, consider this. Well, consider this or consider that. Well, here's a fact. Here's a video. Here's some evidence here. But instead, this is what they do. Oh, you a house N-word. Oh, you a bootlicker. Oh, you love them white folks, huh? They resort to name calling instead of actually stating some facts or presenting some type of evidence as to why you should vote the same way that they do. But they don't have anything. Y'all ever thought about that? They resort to the name calling, including Hakeem Jeffries, because they don't have anything. They don't have any true reason as to why you should vote for them. The only thing that I have ever heard them come up with is Republicans are racist. Republicans are racist. Just don't vote for them. Why should I vote for you then? Republicans are bad. They're just terrible people. No, why should I vote for you? They never have an answer. It's incredible, man. It really is.
Started with, you're young, you can change. He hasn't. How do we know he hasn't?
Yeah.
We know that because as a leader then, a few years ago, in the House, he had the choice not to call former President Donald Trump a name that was so offensive across the country. Mm-hmm. He called him a grand wizard of the KKK.
Yeah.
He called a sitting president that.
Yeah. He may be less obvious with it, or it may be toned down.
It was pretty obvious.
And now it's just his staff saying, "Oh, never mind," and he expects to be protected by the legacy media. But the fact is that many of us do change, but some do not. And so he thinks he can get through this, and he is representing the Democrat Party as it is now. Democrats across this country have to decide if this is what they stand for, and I think most would say it's not.
New details about Anheuser-Busch's controversial.
That might be a little that might be some wishful thinking. But on top of that, what I already said. Even if you want to take a look at left-leaning or left-led cities across America. What's the situation look like for black people in those cities? I mean, you want to talk about a place like Chicago? Place you'll never find me. Okay, make no mistake about it. All right, it's literally nicknamed Chiraq, the place where black people die just about every single day. Is run by the left. And I'm supposed to be voting for that? I'm supposed to support that. Look at a place like Baltimore, run by the left. Same situation. But I'm supposed to be voting for that? Look at a place like Detroit. I'm supposed to be voting for that? And the list goes on. I mean,
all right, let's move over to San Francisco because murders have spiked 20%. Robbery has surged more than 13% so far this year. Comparison to last year. Yes, right. The mayor, London Breed, was interviewed. It was a heated interview because she was asked about the criticism after we saw the tech exec, the Cash App founder, Bob Lee, was stabbed to death, and then also the San Francisco fire commissioner was, here's the video, was attacked in front of his mom's house, slashed with a knife, and had to have surgery because of a skull fracture. Crime is out of control in San Francisco, and she said you're taking that out of context. And another...
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to blur out all of this. They were just showing a bunch of crimes being committed, people having, things that aren't supposed to be inside of their bodies poked inside them, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to keep this a little PG. YouTube doesn't really like violence, so just trying to keep it PG here. So yeah, if the entire screen is blurred out, which it probably will be, I apologize. But San Francisco for you. You know what San Francisco has in common with Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, those types of places? Run by the left. The very people that say, you know what, Rich, you're not supposed to think. You're supposed to just follow us. Vote for us. It's run by those same folks. How incredible is that? I'm supposed to be voting for this kind of stuff. Oh my goodness.
Point she blamed President Trump for it. Here's a clip of that interview.
I think that oftentimes because of social media, because of cameras and how people are able to publicize things that are happening in a moment, it is taken completely out of context in terms of highlighting the entire city as being unsafe. That's not entirely true. It's sad because...
Oh yeah, I'm sure the entire city isn't unsafe. I'm sure it's safe in the areas where people have higher incomes, the more affluent areas of your city and others, because those same rich folks who claim to care about people of color vote for this insanity because they get to go live behind their gates. They get to go live, in these nice communities where there isn't any crime, while the crime is all on the other side of town. So they don't care about that kind of stuff. Of course, the entire city isn't unsafe. Duh. I don't think there's any city, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think there's any city in America where the entire city is completely unsafe. The entire thing is unsafe. I don't think there's any city in America like that. Of course, where the rich folks live, it's safe. That's why they live there. That's why it costs a lot to live where they live, presumably, because it is safe. Duh. But hey, I stand to be corrected. Y'all let me know in the comment section if you can think of a city where the entire city, including, the higher income areas, are unsafe. Let me know in the comment section. But I doubt that.
Because I think it's just San Francisco has been a target for so long and used as an example because we're innovative, we're creative, we come up with out-of-the-box ideas and a number of other things to push.
Out-of-box ideas on how to decrease your population. Did San Francisco lead the country in the number of people that left? Or isn't San Francisco one of the top places people left? Not came to, but went and rented a U-Haul and got the F up on out of there. Sad part is a lot of people are moving to Texas and trying to bring the same policies to Texas that they left in California, which makes absolutely no freaking sense. No sense at all. But hey, anyway.
forward change in our communities. And I think that sadly, you know, with the previous president, it was a target. It just really is unfortunate that people are using a social media platform to redirect towards San Francisco.
So she is angry that there is video of these attacks.
It's incredible.
And you know, yesterday we showed the video taken from the front porch of the former San Francisco.
Yeah, we're not gonna watch that again. I mean, my goodness. Oh, the playbook of the Democrats. Blame the Republicans. It's never my fault. It's their fault. It's Trump's fault. Vote for us if you're black. If not, you know, you're this, you're that, bootlicker, house, you know, word, Uncle T and blah, 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 blah. But we can never actually give you a full explanation as to why you should vote for us. But you should. And if you don't, you ain't black. I forgot about that part too. You know, I had to mention that. You know, and yeah. If you're violent, it's violent. If we're violent, it's not violence. It's fiery but mostly peaceful. I mean, my goodness, man. I am so tired of this discussion being had, and it's so disingenuous. So disingenuous. Because I forgot who said it. Somebody stated that, and it stated this in one of these clips that I was just showing. But they even said, you know, Democrats rely on the mindless, just follow mindset. You know, just follow. Don't think. Just follow us. Vote for me. That's why you never really see Democrats in debates. I would have loved to have had some debates. Would love to be the announcer right before the debate happens. We got Byron Donalds or something versus AOC. Could you imagine that debate on national television live? No editing involved, live. Oh man. Oh sheesh. Woo! It would get ugly. Ugly. You would think it was Halloween. As ugly as it would get on that stage. My goodness. Oh man. Sheesh. But that's the thing. Democrats don't want to debate because they can't come up with a legitimate reason as to why you should vote for them. They never have anything to say except insults or Republicans are racist. Which, in my humble opinion, lets you know everything you need to know. There is no reason to vote for them. Just saying. But y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.